Breaking news now. Labour won't immediately ban Iran's Revolutionary Guards. Exclusive, Lamy considering a new state-sponsored terrorism category to allow limitations. Labour will consider whether to create a new category of state-backed terrorism rather than outlawing Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps. After the weekend election of reformer Masoud Pezeshkian, Foreign Secretary David Lammy will confer colleagues on the effects on Iranian foreign policy. The West must determine whether Pezeshkian has actual influence on foreign policy and intends to reduce Iran's nuclear program to relieve sanctions, either privately or publicly in Oman. Labour indicated it would proscribe the IRGC in opposition, which worried Tehran, with foreign ministry officials warning that it may damage UK-Iran relations. The UK would set a precedent by pronouncing the IRGC, an Iranian state agency, for terrorism. Lammy told The Guardian at the weekend, "We understand there are serious concerns from state-sponsored terrorism activities, and I want to look closely at those issues, and how the justice system works for nations, as well as for individual terrorist organizations." He is considering amending legislation to allow the government to ban state-linked organizations like the IRGC, according to his aides. However, this may take time, as the Labour manifesto mentioned a new state-sponsored terrorism regime without naming the IRGC. David Cameron, Lamy's predecessor as Foreign Secretary, resisted parliamentary pressure to proscribe the IRGC, arguing that it could mean Tehran cutting off diplomatic relations with the UK. Cameron didn't want to do this, because he valued his direct, often angry, conversations with the Iranian foreign minister. Lammy stated, "I've observed the evolution over the last 24 hours regarding Pezeshkian's election. It's too early to say what it means on the ground, but I want to talk to colleagues about it." Iranian academics debate on whether the president can influence foreign policy or whether Ayatollah Ali Khamenei makes significant strategic decisions. Pezeshkian wrote to Hassan Nasrallah, the Secretary-General of Iran-backed Hezbollah, that the resistance movements in the region would not allow Israel to continue its warmongering and criminal policies against the oppressed people of Palestine and other nations of the region, indicating that Iran's overall outlook will initially change only marginally. Iran was ready to sign a delayed comprehensive cooperation pact with Moscow, he told Putin. Some believe Abbas Araghchi will be the future foreign minister. Deputy to former Foreign Minister Javad Zarif, Pezeshkian's campaign aide Lammy visited Melanie Joly, the Canadian foreign minister, in London on Monday, his first foreign minister visit since his appointment. Canada blacklisted the IRGC last month. It banned the Al-Quds Force, the IRGC's abroad component. Ottawa has no diplomatic links with Iran, thus the sacrifice is less than the UK's. Proscription makes moral and financial supporters of prohibited organizations criminally accountable. Jonathan Hull, the UK's terrorist law expert, said last year that proscribing the IRGC would mean accepting, contrary to policy, that state forces and states might be concerned in terrorism under the Terrorist Act 2000. He urged modifying the 2000 statute to allow states to employ force in accordance with humanitarian law.